I'm going to say something that's going to annoy a lot of people. I think most of the advice you hear online about using AI is complete bullshit. Not because I think AI is bad, but it's because you've been sold a lie that all you need to do is prompt your way to go viral and stomp the competition. The real danger of AI isn't bad output. It's not even generic content. The real danger is that you're outsourcing your judgment and your curiosity and your creativity. And those are muscles. The same muscles that creators use to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And the uncomfortable truth is that if you let AI do the thinking for you and to come up with your ideas and to write your scripts, you don't just lose your creativity, you lose your ability to create entirely. And once that goes, trust me, there's no tool that's going to save you. I think right now, a lot of people feel productive because they're generating more, but they're thinking less. And that lack of thinking is the part that compounds and starts to deal permanent damage. And this is coming from someone who me and my wife use AI literally every single day. But other people aren't using it to make them better. They're using it because they're afraid of falling behind. And there's a difference there. The big AI elephant in the room that's hurting creative people is ideation. It's deciding what to come up with to create. And that's where people are being completely misled by large language models. The majority of AI bros on YouTube telling you to use AI tools don't actually use AI tools for themselves. And more often than not, their agenda is to sell you an affiliate link in the description so they can make a couple bucks. Because you have to ask yourself, if all it took was one mega prompt in ChatGPT to come up with viral video ideas and to make high click-through rate thumbnails, everyone would be using the same prompt and making the same videos. That's why you see so much AI slop everywhere. That is just not how creativity works in the real world. A lot of people growing up now are using ChatGPT the same way I grew up using Google. And asking AI or Google to find viral ideas in a niche isn't some breakthrough. It's just outsourcing some of your curiosity. Who are you trying to fool? After working in the content and marketing industry for over 10 years, some of the best ideas that have ever come up have been through dealing with some kind of friction. It's like solving a problem in your work or solving something that's happening in your life. Or you could even just be playing a game and something clicks and you have to grab a notepad and quickly write it down. The best ideas aren't going to come from a clever prompt. They're going to surface from engaging with things that are happening in the real world around us. And even if your ideas are your own, the next place that really quietly wrecks creators' brains is scripting. This one is subtle because structure and context matters way more than most people think when they start making content. Because there's one thing that AI can't replace, and that's a flow state. I think anyone who's been creating for a long time, like professionally or for themselves, they know what a flow state is. It's where things start off kind of rough, they're clunky, you feel a little bit unfocused, but then halfway through something clicks. You have that aha moment, that's it. And you find the packaging and you nail that angle. Because some of the best hooks or controlling ideas or leading statements already happen when you're halfway through doing the work. They're not waiting to be generated through a prompt, they emerge through a creative process. And that's why pure AI writing feels ridiculously dry. Just spend 15 minutes on LinkedIn and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then when content feels dry, it gets predictable. And then retention starts to die off. And it's not because the algorithm hates you or you're shadow banned. It's because the human on the other side of the screen doesn't know who to connect with. I think a huge mistake creators have been making for the past handful of years is assuming that their audience is kind of dumb. You'd see this a lot in the fashion and beauty niche. And sure, if you're in the business of tricking people, you can probably see some short-term growth. But for any long-term results, you really have to ask yourself, if you aren't fully engaged in making the content, why the hell do you think someone else is going to be engaged consuming it? One of my mentors told me back in the day that the fastest way to lose an audience isn't saying the wrong thing. It's saying something, but sounds like you're not saying anything at all. And that's where 90% of content creators just don't understand what makes content work in the real world. They think that banter is fluff that you need to cut out in a Premiere timeline, or jokes are optional in case, someone might get offended. The big one is people thinking that storytelling is only for fictional content, because it's actually the complete opposite. Sharing anything relatable is storytelling, and AI can't do that because it hasn't done anything that's relatable to people. And banter and jokes are how real humans connect with another real human on the other side of a screen. Have you ever been on X and you've seen bot accounts make posts and you go into the comments and all you do is just see bots commenting on the bot posts? Like, what kind of world are we living in right now? And people are so naive to think that you can just tell ChatGPT or Cloud to add some personality into this content. Some of my most viewed videos of all time, they're not educational at all. It's just me being a married dude in my 30s, sharing something cool that's relatable to millions of people. That relatability matters, not just for audiences, but for brands. I'll straight up say that brands won't want to pay you thousands of dollars just to pump out an AI-powered ad. Every brand I've ever met desperately wants creators that can naturally integrate their product or service into their lifestyle to demonstrate how whatever it is that they're promoting can solve a real problem in your life. I'm willing to bet people in the comments are going to say, well, AI can just fake all of that. And while that statement is true, most companies, especially consumer brands, are not going to be betting their money on being fake. Because creativity isn't a personality trait, it's a skill that has to be developed. And you can't shortcut that experience even if you're born with some sort of creative talent. The way you articulate certain events that happen, or find angles, or make metaphors for real things, all of that comes from experience. And when you hand that process over to AI, you don't just save time, you're completely skipping the reps entirely. And skipping the reps might make you feel more efficient. So for creating content, I think there's only a few sustainable ways to use AI in the long term. Because AI excels at support work. It's good for math, it's good for research, and it's good for finding gaps. Every day, I go for walks and I feed paragraphs of voice recorded transcripts into ChatGPT. I just use Google Recorder on my phone. It transcribes it to a Google Doc, and then I just feed that into ChatGPT. You will literally get a few hundred original content ideas. Half of them are probably going to suck, but a good 10 to 20 are something that you can do immediately for video ideas, Instagram posts, emails. That is AI-powered thinking, not just outsourcing your thinking to AI. Even this video you're watching right now is a byproduct of that process. I originally wanted to make a video on how I use AI tools as a full-time content creator. But after researching all of the different videos on YouTube, there was a very clear gap that no one was talking about the overuse of AI tools and the repercussions that can have on your creative workflow. The bottom line is AI is going to keep getting better. I don't think anyone's denying that. But everyone is also going to have access to it for a subscription fee a month, which means whatever AI can do, so can your competition. And the only thing it can't replace is your unique experience, taste, and personality. That's the moat creators need to build around their brand. So if you want to survive as a creator for the next 5 to 10 years, trust me, you don't need better prompts, you just need better creative judgment.